It's the boy, Captain. It's Peter Pan.
Never say his name.
Oh, who are we kidding? This movie should just be called Wendy. I know I'm a little bit late, but this is my opinion on Disney's Peter Pan and Wendy. Alright, first off, is this movie any good? No. But is it worth watching? No. I have a running theory that this movie is a purposeful parody of woke Disney remakes, because I swear, it's like the writers kept being told by some Disney higher-up crane leader
highly undesirable outcome
that their script still wasn't woke enough. So the writers just went, fine, you want woke? You got it. Then proceeded to make the most laughably horrible Peter Pan remake.
But you're not all boys, so?
So this movie turns Wendy into the main protagonist, which is pretty typical of what Disney has been doing lately, and honestly just all Hollywood movies have been doing lately. I don't think Peter actually saves her one time, because remember the rules, in Hollywood now, girls can never be saved by a guy. That is against the rules. However, Wendy saves Peter constantly, and she also steals Peter's powers, in what is equivalent to the scene in Lord of the Rings.
I am no man.
Except it's cringy and forced and it sucks.
No, this magic belongs to no boy.
So in the animated version, Wendy is enchanted by Neverland and also kind of by Peter. But in this movie, as soon as she gets to Neverland and after she is hit with a cannonball, it hits her. It hits her. It hits John. It hits Peter. It hits Michael. Like, they should all be dead.
And I hate it! Yes!
She's not really, she's happy when she first gets there, but then she spends the rest of the film nagging Peter like an annoying winch. Which I guess makes sense, seeing as they took away any charm or likability Peter had. So there's this one scene where she tells Peter,
Don't you think it's time we get these lost boys home?
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
oh my god, I just wanted to punch her in the face. I will admit, even though Wendy is written atrociously, I think that the girl that plays her is doing a good job. I also think that the action scene she does, where I believe they're probably doing some wire work, I think she pulls it off really good. And I bring that up only to segue into Peter so that I can talk about his wire work. So when I first saw this Peter, I wasn't really that impressed. Alright, so I wasn't surprised they race swapped him. It's a little weird just because it makes sense that Peter Pan would be a pasty British boy due to the setting. But ignoring that, when I first saw this kid's face, I just didn't think that he looked like a cocky, charming, but naive young Peter Pan. But I also thought, you know what, whatever, maybe he'll do a good job. And boy, was I proven wrong. So I don't want to attack a child actor. You know, I don't know why everybody says that. I actually take that back. I don't care. I'm going to attack this child actor. This kid makes more money than I do, so I don't care. Look, this kid does not do a good job. He's not a good actor. And he definitely doesn't fit the role of Peter Pan. And I'm not even this big die-hard Peter Pan fan. The original one, or the animated series, was fun. It was entertaining. But man, watching this kid try to play Peter Pan, it was so freaking painful. So if you're this kid, do better in the future.
Strike then, if you've got the courage.
I would not be surprised if they picked this kid's name by pulling his photo out of a diversity-approved hat. I can't imagine that in this kid's audition, somebody was like, wow, this kid completely embodies who Peter Pan is. First off, this kid's line delivery, blah, blah, blah. My line delivery is the worst too. First off, this kid's line delivery is just abysmal. He's not energetic or charming. He is so dull and so lifeless. Not one line he says, or even one movement that he makes feels natural or authentic. Like, you know the iconic Peter Pan stance? This kid makes even this look unnatural. Like, come on! How hard can that be? I can do that. I can make that look real. And you can do it too. So I don't know what the people were smoking, or if they even tried to find somebody that embodied Peter Pan, but this is just embarrassing. So there's a scene where Peter Pan is fighting Hook, and Hook is played by Jude Law. And while Law, who's a seasoned actor, is actually able to pull off his choreography, this kid, his movements, they're so stiff and they're so slow and they're so unnatural. And it just creates such an awkward action scene that is devoid of any energy. And you can kind of tell Law is having to slow down his movements to accommodate to this kid who doesn't know how to move. And it's just embarrassing. It's embarrassing to watch him have to do this. And so I said I was going to bring this back up, that the girl that plays Wendy, when she's doing her action scenes, she's obviously probably like on a wire or something. I'm assuming that being hooked up to a wire and doing action scenes like that could probably be kind of difficult. So when I was watching the kid that plays Peter Pan doing his action scenes, I was thinking, okay, he's probably on a wire. Maybe that's why he's so stiff. It's just hard for a kid to be doing like these action scenes on a wire. But like I said, I think that the girl that plays Wendy, who is also doing action scenes with a wire, he pulls it off relatively well. So seeing them compared to each other, you're just like, this kid just sucks. Jude Law is actually trying in this film, which just made me more angry for some reason. Tiger Lily is made to be a badass, and yeah, it's great. I love it. I've never seen it. Like, I have never seen a better, compelling female protagonist. And then there are other characters in this movie, but they're pretty forgettable, so I'm not even going to talk about them. Oh yeah, there's the whole thing where it's like, we're not all boys, with the Lost Boys, and it's like, okay. I don't know what to even say about that. And that brings us to Tinkerbell. So I'm going to be honest with you guys. I know there's some people that really care about Tinkerbell. I don't like her. I'd never liked her. She straight up tried to murder Wendy, Lord of the Flies style. And then I think she tries to murder her again. I could be wrong. I don't care about the race swap with Tinkerbell at all. But with that, I will say, yeah, she doesn't do a great job. And it's not the actress's fault. I don't think it's just because Tinkerbell doesn't really have anything to do. She's just kind of there. It's like, oh, we have to have Tinkerbell in this movie. Well, what should we do about it? And it's like, well, let's race swap her, obviously, and then make her not really have a personality. Oh, and we can't make her dislike Wendy because girls aren't allowed to dislike each other. That's rule number 2. Girls are not allowed to be catty towards each other or not like each other because that is completely indicative of the real world. Also, Tinkerbell has become kind of synonymous with just women with attitudes. They're not being rude or mean. They're just speaking their mind. There's also this subplot that Peter, apparently, he doesn't listen to Tinkerbell because he's a guy. And he doesn't listen to women because he's a jerk. And then Tinkerbell, in the end, thanks Wendy for actually listening to her. Guys never listen and they suck. I got it. Oh yeah, and then there's also a scene where Wendy, she like sees her future, and of course her future doesn't consist of getting married and having kids, and she dies alone. I was actually unaware that in that flash forward, that's what was happening. I thought she was like taking a nap. I guess I'm just like really stupid. But I heard other people being like, and then she dies alone. And I'm like, she just dies alone? I was like, wow. And it's supposed to be good. It's supposed to be great. Like, what's funny about that is I feel like if the genders were reversed and Wendy was a guy, I feel like most people would be like, oh, that's kind of sad. But if it's a girl, if it's a woman, it's like, girl power, that's great. I was a caregiver for a long time, and in the end, it was sad when I would take care of somebody and they didn't have a family, they didn't have a husband or a wife, and they didn't have any kids. It was really sad, and the person was really sad. I'm not gonna lie, that is the truth. There's really honestly only like one scene that I kind of like in this movie. And in one scene, Peter dressed up like a pirate and he's amongst the other pirates. I I kind of liked that scene. I liked the concept of that because I feel like that is what Peter would do. If the kid wasn't able to pull it off very well because the actor that plays Peter Pan in this sucks, but I'm glad they put some effort into it. I also just kind of liked the crocodile scene because in the scene they're playing this like fun music. But there's like actually like a body count. I was like, just trade out that freaking music, this bouncy music, put in some horror music, and this scene is a lot different. Oh my gosh, I'm melting in here. Overall though, was this movie any good? No. Should you watch it? Honestly, no. It was boring and it was pretentious. It just wasn't good, okay? And I don't even really want to like trash on it because I think even Disney knows that this kind of sucks. They're like, yeah, whatever. There you go. And that's why they threw it on Disney Plus. I don't think they give a crap. But you know what? That's all I have for today. I'm getting really hot, so I'm gonna go. Let me know what you guys think about it down in the comments. Was there anybody that actually liked this movie? Anybody think that the kid that played Peter Pan was the next Daniel Day-Lewis? Please subscribe and like this video. Just keep watching movies, you guys, and keep being happy. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.